Go to our phones right now, 340-1111. And now we're going to go over to TR, Tom Ryder.
Thank you, Diana. Right now we're getting a look at some beautiful Corvette automobiles, America's most exotic automobile. And we have some folks here who are joining our little army here, bringing money down, trying to win this victory against those 40 neuromuscular diseases known in one lump sum as muscular dystrophy, although there is no singular disease that fits under that title. There are 40 different diseases. And when we come back a little bit later on, I'm going to play the ugliest of name games with you and go over some of those horrible names. Now, on a brighter note, let's meet these folks here because they are bringing us money. Your name, your cause, and your money.
Tom, I'm Ralph Messer from Fabulous T.R. McCoy's Restaurant. I'd like to introduce Dick DuPont, from the president of the Classic Corvettes of Minnesota, and Mark McGowan, president of Fridley JCs.
Well, we appreciate all of you coming down here. And how did you raise the money, and how much did you get?
Okay. We started in February with a chili challenge sponsored by Classic Corvettes held at Fabulous T.R. McCoy's Restaurant.
Why didn't you call me? I love chili.
We will for next February. You can come up and be a judge. We got a judge next year right here.
Okay.
But then in July, they had the Classic Corvette show. This weekend, we sponsored the National Softball Tournament for the JCs, and I'm proud to say our Fridley JCs took second place.
All right, let's hear it for Fridley. All right.
And then also, we did 36 hours, personally did 36 hours of music at the restaurant for muscular dystrophy this weekend. That's recorded music.
Okay, how much money do we have here?
We raised a total of $1,872.95.
We love you, Corvettes. We love you, McCoy's Restaurant. Been a lot of great people coming out here to our block party. Our block party is winding down. It's too late to come down here now. We've had a lot of fun, but the telephone is only a few feet away. Give us a call, and when we come back here a little bit later on, as I say, I'm going to play the ugliest of name games. Paul, let's go in now to you.
All right, Tommy, thank you very much. I'm out here by some of the phone operators who, frankly, since this cut-in started, one of the operators came up to me and said, what do we do? We offer a sale on phone calls. They have absolutely been flooded with phone calls. It seems as soon as they put phones down, they're busy taking calls. You just got a pledge there. Who's that from?
The pledge is from Clara LaLaura of Bloomington for $25.
Clara, thank you very much. If you've been waiting to make your call and you don't get through the first try, give it another whack here, because eventually you get through. Excuse me, who's this from? Who's the pledge from?
774.
Who's the pledge from?
I think the pledge is from Ken Morrell of St. Paul, and it's for $10.
Ken, thank you very much. Please make the phones ring. We've got everybody here is willing to work hard. That's what they've been down here all weekend for, and it seems now the crunch is really on. Our phones are busy even down here in the back. Have things picked up back here for you?
Yes.
Good. She's busy answering a phone right now. Some of the people who've called in: Nancy Brainerd of Blaine, $50. Violet Spad of Minneapolis, $25 for her healthy grandchildren. Harlow Stilling of Hutchinson, $100 on behalf of grandson Josh Stilling, former poster boy. Warren Knutson, Columbia Heights, $25 in memory of brother Clarence Knutson, who died of ALS in July. Kevin Plummer family of Apple Valley for Jerry's kids, $10. Dorothy Raker of Little Canada, $25 in memory of her brother Ray Hines. I know many of you may have been hesitating. Now's the time to get up and make that pledge. 340-1111. $2, $3, $4, $5, anything you can spare. We need the help. At this point, it looks like we're running slightly behind last year's pace, and obviously we can't do that unless everybody pitches in and gives us a hand. We thank all of you that have made a contribution already, and we look forward to hearing from the rest of you. Right now, let's go over to Pat at the Fishbowl. Pat?
Thank you, Paul. We want to remind everybody that you still have time to come down to the Hyatt Regency and donate some money for our Fishbowl. And we have two lovely young ladies who have been watching the telethon, they said, since when?
Last night.
So you got right in on the start and decided, the two of them, decided to gather up the money, the loose change around your house and bring it down. Now tell us who you are and where you're from.
I'm Nikki Drill, and I'm from White Bear Lake.
Annalisa Miller from White Bear Lake.
And how much money did you find around the house? You keep a lot of money around your house.
Yeah, we do. This is just 20 of my own, and I don't know how much change is in here.
Same for me, 20 and a bunch of loose change.
Well, we appreciate very much that you would come down. Now, you want to put your names up and throw your money in the Fishbowl? Thank you. Let's give them a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you both. You have a challenge, I know, that you want to make.
Yeah, both of us do. I have a challenge to all the dancers from Stage Door in Blaine to, give up the money that you'd be spending for, your new leotard or something, because I know you have money if you get dance lessons. So do that today.
I'm making a challenge to all the dancers at 4th Street Dance Center in White Bear Lake to do the same thing.
All right, good. Well, let's hope it works. And again, thank you for coming down. We appreciate it. I have two little girls who don't know how to dance yet, but they do know how to hop. And they are going to hop next year, I hope, for MD. Oh, hi there. What have you got? What's your name?
Tiffany.
Tiffany, did you bring some money for the Fishbowl? Would you like to put it in yourself? You can just drop it in. Thank you, Tiffany. How old are you?
3.
3. Do you know how to hop? Can you jump up and down for us for a minute? All right, let's see you hop because we want to introduce some other children who know how to hop. Can you jump up once? Go ahead. We're gonna have Tiffany hop in just a minute, but first we want to show you some kids who did some hopping for Jerry's kids.
Ronald McDonald here at Edinburgh Park with our great hopping party. Yeah, let's meet some more of our top hoppers right now. From Barb Byler's Home Daycare, it's Andrea Zeckman, Corey Zeckman, and Luke Brown. From Burnsville KinderCare, Jennifer Harris, Jennifer Helgett, and Nicole Healy.
I'm still getting Tiffany to hop. But we'll be back with more hoppers in just a little bit. But first, Stuart has a new total for us. Stuart.
Listen to me, Minnesota and western Wisconsin. If you collectively will pledge $1,000 a minute between now and the time we go off the air, we are going to make $1 million now in 1989. So use the number of your local pledge center or call 340-1111. We need $1,000 a minute. Let's go to the tote board and see where we stand right now. From $657,900, here's the new figure coming up on our new tote board. Remember, 25 minutes to go, $1,000 a minute. Are we going to do it? We're up to $703,500. Make that call to 340-1111 or your local pledge center. And now here's Diana Pierce. Diana?
I'm with the Seeger family now, and joining me is Karen and Wheat, and then we have a couple of little ones with us. Who do we have?
We have Allie, who is going to be 5 next week, and Hans, who is 6. Hans has Duchenne, and Jamie, who is almost 2.
Now, Hans was kind of the focus of a report that Susan Wiese did, and it has to do with the myoblast study. Tell me a little bit about how Hans might fit into this.
Hans has Duchenne, and he's running and he's walking, and Hans is able to do a lot of things. And with Duchenne, unless we can do something to slow it down, Hans will be in a wheelchair within about 3 to 4 years. So with myoblast, what I understand is from the mice that they, in fact, started running when they weren't able to. So if we could do this for Hans, the same thing could be true for Hans, is that he would not lose his muscles.
You've seen a progression of Hans right now, slowly but surely. You see it in his feet or his legs or his arms? Or
we noticed, like most parents with children with Duchenne, that he was not running at about age 3, and he has learned to do that, but he will lose that. So we have seen some losses, some signs such as going up the stairs where it's difficult for him to do.
Okay, and what we need to do now is have people go to the phones, make their pledges right now, 340-1111. It's this type of research that hopefully one of these days will help Hans not only, have gained some muscular strength, but to be normal, just like everybody else. 340-1111. Now let's go out to Tom Reither.
Thank you, Diana. As you well know, you and I had a chance to go out to the Jerry Lewis Telethon meetings at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas last month, and they gave me a list of some of the names here, and this is what I call the ugliest of name games. Now, we've been talking about the 40 different diseases that make up muscular dystrophy, the 40 different neuromuscular diseases that absolutely destroy individuals and families. And that's why we're here today, to put an end to this. But listen to some of these names. Acid maltase deficiency, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. That took the life of Ken Herbeck's father, of course known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Carnitine deficiency, just to read a few here. Carnitine palmitoyltransferase. Charcot tooth disease, actually Charcot-Marie tooth disease. These are some of the ugliest names that I've ever heard in my life. Dejersine Sotis disease, dermatomyositis, Duchenne dystrophy, of course, that one is an easy one to pronounce. Dystrophin, Emery-Dreifuss, I can go on and on. There are 40 different names. The bottom line is, these names should be stricken from our language. They should be stricken from the face of the earth. Because even though you have all these hard to pronounce polysyllabic names here, to people who have these diseases, it means despair and destruction. That's why you're holding out your hand right now. When you pick up that telephone and you call, you're helping these people. You're letting them know that you do care, because without us, and as I said, there wasn't much research done, really as early as 1950. So we're playing a catch-up ball game here. And the telethon didn't start until 1966 and didn't really become all that big until maybe the last 15 years or so. So when you pick up that phone, what you're doing is trying to put an end to the ugliest name game of all. And I can go on and on with these names. But when I look at it, when I read these names, all I can see are these beautiful human beings who are in these wheelchairs or in these chairs looking up at you saying, thank you for your help. And that's what this telethon is all about. That's why we're all so very proud to be a part of it. That's why people have come down here to the block party to try to have some fun, but yet in the back of their minds knowing they were playing against the deadliest of name games. Let's get rid of these names, strike them from the face of the earth, and get these people to stand up out of these wheelchairs and to stand up and say, you did it. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go back inside.
For 22 hours, we've been giving you reasons as to why you should contribute to this fight against muscular dystrophy. From Las Vegas, from New York, from here in the Twin Cities, across Minnesota, we try to think of every possible reason why we can touch your hearts and how we could touch your hearts that you'd give to Muscular Dystrophy Association in this fight. Here's another good reason why you should give to this organization. Do you know, in all the hundreds of cities where we have Muscular Dystrophy Association offices, and all the hundreds of places wherein we raise monies, never, with all the federal regulations, state, county, city, never has the Muscular Dystrophy Association ever been denied a license to raise monies. Last year when you were figuring your income tax, I bet you made a resolution that you were going to find another place to give some more money, weren't you? Remember that thought? Well, the time is right now, and this is a fantastic organization. Why? Because the right money goes to the right places, to research, to patient care, to education of we lay people, the public, and to professional education too. Very little monies go into the staff itself. It's the right stuff, and you're making it possible. So call now. It's a fine organization, I give you my word. 340-1111. Please, Paul, you're up.
Stuart, thank you very much. Call now and brighten up the closing moments of your holiday weekend. You'll feel a lot better about it. To my right here is one of the fixtures that you'll find at the telethon every year, Peggy O'Connell. You volunteer year after year after year. Why?
Well, actually, I started as a volunteer 6 years ago, and now I'm an MDA paid staff, so this is work. This is work.
And you're running around here, and you're gathering the pledges. Right. Tell us what goes on in these waning moments here.
Well, we're just wanting everyone to call in their pledges, and I'm running so we can get all the money on the tote so we can have the money that we would like to have in Minnesota.
And we started this segment where the phones were quite lively, and it seems to have slowed down here a little bit.
The phones are slowing down. Down by the 200th phone, they haven't had a call in about 10 minutes, and they really want your call. So please call them.
And you know the number.
It's 340-1111.
Peggy, you got that down. Get back to work. I know I was interrupting that. Thank you very much as well. See, very popular person around here. But the phones have slowed down quite a bit. We need your help to do this. We're at $703,000. $562 actually is where we are. And we have a long way to go. Last year I think we hit just more than $1 million, and at this point it's difficult to say if we're going to accomplish that with just over 18 minutes left to go in the amount of time that we have remaining to us before we have to end our MDA telethon, the programming for this year. If you can make these phones ring, a lot of these operators in the back here have not been busy, and the 200th operator is sitting back here. Your name is?
Don Windhauser.
Don Windhauser?
Windhauser from Anoka.
Don Windhauser from Anoka. Can we get your phone to ring? Has it been a while?
Yeah, it's been about 5-10 minutes.
It started off busy, though, when we first began, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Is there anything you'd like to say to everybody out there?
Just to those CB10 members up in St. Cloud, get these phones going. I need the calls.
Come on, you people in St. Cloud. Let's get it going back here. A lot of operators just sitting around and not doing much right now. And they're here to take your pledge. They volunteer in their time on this weekend to come down here and answer these phones, and they'd certainly be more than willing to accommodate you in you making your call. $1, $2, $3, $4, even $5. It doesn't matter. We appreciate anything you can send in. For those who've already sent in money, we do appreciate that. And if you're on the verge of getting up out of your seat and heading to the phone and making that call, thank you very much. We can use it. Let's go over to Pat Miles now in the Fishbowl. Pat.
Oh, hi. We're just getting organized over here. I'm at the Fishbowl, and we have a gentleman who's been, what's your name?
I've been working on the U.S. Sprint Network 2000 booth, signing up people for Dial 1 and donating dollars to Jerry's kids.
And you brought some money in for the Fishbowl?
From the Fishbowl. And we had a lot of great music, a lot of great people out there today.
All right, and you're one of them, and we appreciate your coming in. Would you like to put that in the Fishbowl? Now, if you're wondering, you still have time to come down to the Hyatt Regency and to put some money in the Fishbowl and to make a pledge. And a couple of reasons why you should do that are right here, and I want you to meet them. Sarah and Jenny, who have been lending moral support all day at the telethon. How old are you, Jenny?
8.
And how about you, Sarah?
8.
Okay. Do you have anything you'd like to tell people? Would you like to encourage them to come down and give some money for the Fishbowl?
No.
You wouldn't. I'll do it for you then. We want to thank both of you for coming this afternoon. All right? Thank you both. Now, you still have time, so please make a donation. Come down to the Fishbowl. We're trying to hit a big goal this year, and we need your help to do it. Back to you, Diana.
Thank you, Pat. I'm with some very special ladies right now. I'm with the moms of some of the folks, some of the kids that we've seen over the past hours throughout the night and into the early morning, now into the afternoon. Bonnie Onsom is joining me. Bonnie, you have a young son.
Yeah, I have a son named Stephen and a daughter named Jennifer who both have SMA. Stephen is 11 and Jennifer is 8.
We just saw Jennifer over here at the Fishbowl.
That's right. I think raising 2 children with SMA, as they're getting older, there's being more and more things that they're finding they can't do, more things that they're being left out of that their other friends are doing. And with our son Stephen, he's approaching the age where my husband would probably be taking him hunting and things like that, and we're finding he isn't able to do that anymore either.
Sue Leroy, you have a son, Scott.
Scott's 14 and he has Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and his favorite part of being around MDA is the camp. He has a ball. It's a time where he can go fishing and swimming and horseback riding. I've never seen him on a horse myself. Mm-hmm. I get a picture from his attendant a week later, but it's a good time for him to be at another camp experience if you look back and think about your own. And we just like to have everybody's support. We don't want people to feel sorry for us.
Right.
We would like support, and there's a big difference.
Absolutely, there is. Pat Marzoff, your son, we've seen Greg, and Greg has
Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. Mm-hmm. Yes, he's will be 10 in October, and he's I think, lovable, fun kid, normal as can be, and I think probably the most frustrating thing is the day-to-day living and teaching him things that a month later he can no longer do. And that's something that we're fighting and hoping that there will be a cure someday.
Connie Green, we've been seeing Misty quite a bit. We just saw her not too long ago. We're going to see her again at the very end. She's a special girl.
We think she's pretty special. Was just 10 in August. She has dermatomyositis. I guess the most frustrating thing is to see her grow up and not be able to do the things that some of the other kids can do. And it hasn't really bothered her a whole lot yet, but you can see it more and more each day. Size-wise, she's really small. All the kids that are in 2nd and 3rd grade are passing her up. And that's starting to really bother her. And hopefully something can be done where we can change that and she'll start growing normally and start moving normally again.
And Marcia, you're going to have to grab this microphone. I don't think my arm could quite reach that far. And you have Tony. And Tony, we've seen quite a bit.
That's right, Diana. I have Tony, and he's now 14. He has Friedreich's ataxia and neuromuscular. And he's going to high school for the first time this year, 9th grade, brand new high school, scared to death because unfortunately a child in a wheelchair has a little bit harder time making friends. They're not exactly going to go out for the sports. When you got into the big room to sign up for all the activities, they kind of run the other direction. They keep trying, and they do meet friends because there is very good people out there that do support us. But the older they get, they keep running into obstacles. You know, the dances, they get away from dances as fast as they can. So he's looking forward to a good year, but a scary year, and he'll know tomorrow.
Thank you. I want to thank all of you for joining me. If there weren't enough reasons, you just heard some more reasons why to call right now, 340-1111. Now let's go out to Tom Reither.
Thank you, Diana. Boy, it's really turned out to be a beautiful day on the Nicollet Mall by the Hyatt Regency Hotel, and we thank you, many of the people who've come down here to give up their time and, of course, their money to defeat the enemy, the 40 neuromuscular diseases. You know, in 1984, I spent 3 weeks at the Los Angeles Olympics. Had a chance to interview diver Greg Louganis, who's done so many great things for his country, and he talked about mental imagery. He could see himself diving off the board and doing all these manipulative dives into the water to win gold medals and things like that. And kind of put yourself in that situation to do some mental imagery. Now, I know if you're driving along the highway and you see an accident and you say, well, that couldn't happen to me. Or if you see somebody who is quite ill, perhaps in a wheelchair, well, that couldn't happen to me. But you know something? It can happen to you. It may happen to you. And there's a very good chance that you know somebody who's already had the situation. And this is where you can do some mental imaging of your own. You don't have to come down with any of these diseases, but you certainly can extend your hand. We are really in the home stretch right now. We're running a little bit behind. And the bottom line is the only thing that's going to lead to victory against these 40 horrible opponents that we're fighting is the fact of you reaching out and making a phone call and making a pledge, and then you're going to feel better about it because you go around this thing called life only once. And if you're doing okay in life, not even great, but okay, if you can just help somebody, you're just going to feel a lot better. And you say, I'm glad I did it. Why not do it? And say, why didn't I do it? Please call. Stu.
All right,
Paul
Tom.
Majors, I'm sure the people have asked you, do you sandbag, do you hold back to add to the drama to the end of the show? We have enough drama down here
We
with
do.
that.
In fact, a little more drama than I planned on this year. I really thought we'd be, frankly, a little farther ahead than we are right now. Jerry went over his goal. It'd be nice if we could go over our goal. Last year, a little more than $1 million. Right now, $703,562. Maybe we should check the tote board right now and see where we stand with 10 minutes to go. $796,806. A nice, healthy increase. That's a lot of thank yous that we owe to you folks out there. And of course, we'd like to say about 1 million more, wouldn't we?
That's right. But we'll stay on. We'll stay right here at the Hyatt Regency and take your calls just as long as you'll keep those phones ringing. So remember, the number is 340-1111, and Little Six Bingo will give us a bonus, an extra $100 for every $100 you pledge. But you must call them at 445-9000. Little Six Bingo. Our number 340-1111.
Little Six Bingo has always been generous with the telethon. They always do a good job of fundraising for MDA. That's the sound we like to hear. That means the operators are busy. There are a number of operators out there who haven't been quite as busy as when we first went on the air around 5:25. Things picked up there for a while, then slowed down, and we've been sort of in a holding pattern here for a while. We need your pledge. We need your pledge to make a difference in a lot of lives. In fact, your dollar might even save a life. So please get up and go to the phone and call 340-1111. We appreciate it, and you know the folks from MDA, and you know the clients of MDA appreciate that as well.
If you want to bet on a sure thing, bet on the Muscular Dystrophy Association because they're winners and they're going to beat muscular dystrophy, and you can be a part by calling 340-1111.
Right now, let's go out amongst the phones to Pat Miles. Pat?
Thank you, Paul. Again, the number is 340-1111, and if you have not phoned yet, now's your opportunity to do so. We have about, it looks like 7 minutes left, so please pick up the telephone and call. We have a lot of operators who have been working long and hard this afternoon. Just try this with your head all afternoon on the telephone. Who have you got?
I've got Debbie Schneider here on the phone, and she's from St. Louis Park, pledging $20.
Thank you to Debbie. And who are you talking to?
I'm talking to a John Peterson at 1247 St. Anthony in St. Paul. He has just donated $2 toward the Muscular Dystrophy Association, and he is trying to locate someone. What was...
Well, thanks to both of you for calling. Now, you still have time. Like I said, we have about 6-7 minutes left. So we have some operators here who are still waiting for their telephones to ring, and we need you to help us. We've got, again, a big goal to reach this year, and without your help, we can't do it. So get on the telephone if you haven't done it yet. Diana?
Thank you, Pat. I have 3 reasons sitting right next to me. If you ever needed a reason to call, these are the reasons right here. Misty Green, who we've been talking throughout the telethon. Then we also have Greg Marzoff, who's a Twin Cities poster representative. And then to our far end here, we have Scott Leroy. And Scott, you haven't joined us this telethon until now, but you've joined us in past telethons. You have a special friend that's at your feet. What's his name?
His name is Rex.
Rex. What does Rex do?
He does 89 commands. He's a service dog. He knows how to do light switches. He can turn off elevator buttons and push elevator buttons. He can pick paper and pens off the floor.
So if I threw my pen out in the middle of here, Rex could go do that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this. We just got a little test here. We're going to toss this pen out here in the middle. Okay? Right out there. There you go. All right. Good job. He's the kind of helping hands that you need, right? And he's also your best pal, isn't he? All right. Just another reason why you should be calling us right now, so we can do things for these kids. 340-1111. If there's ever a chance that you're going to go to your telephone, give us a call. Do it right now. Reach down into your heart. Give us a call, 340-1111. Make these kids' future brighter. Now let's go out to TR. Go over the podium? I don't know. Where are we going?
Over to the podium. That's right. Here we are once again. Let's make sure all mics are working. Boom. There we go.
Yes.
We're standing at $796,000, almost $797,000, and we have a long way to go with just 4 minutes left. It's looking sort of tight this year.
I think we can do it, though.
Do you?
I do.
Stuart, have you been in this situation before?
Not quite this tight. Not quite this tight, to be very honest. We're not holding back. We're not sandbagging. We need those dollars. We need them promptly, and we will stay here. This thought occurs when you lay me down to sleep tonight and recall the things that you've seen this day. Resolve to write that check for twice the amount that you pledged. If you said $1, make it 5. You said 5, make it 10. 10, 25, that sort of thing, and you'll be blessed many times over. But call us right now, will you? 340-1111.
They still have time, too. We still have a few minutes left, and so we're hoping that you will call. You know, when you think about it, if everybody who's watching would pick up the phone and even pledge $1, think about how much money that would be.
You know, that's a good point. If everybody who's seen this pledged $1, we could have ended the telethon last evening sometime. A lot of viewers in the Twin Cities in greater Minnesota and western Wisconsin seeing this program, and we certainly could use everyone's help. But you have to understand that not everyone's going to call. That's just the way things work. And so if you can go to the phone and make a $5 pledge, then you're taking care of 4 viewers out there who didn't call. And you know that we thank you very much for any pledge that you make. And everybody who's already made a pledge, we deeply appreciate that as well. So thank you very much. The phone number 340-1111. Please get up and go to the phones right now. Keep our operators busy. There are a few sitting around back there right now not answering phones. Most are busy, however, honestly. And that always seems to happen year after year. I know, Stuart, from your experiences, it's probably been the routine.
You always wonder if you can think of something that might motivate somebody to come to the phone, and if you could, what that would be. Because for everyone, it's a different thing.
Well, maybe we can build some momentum and motivate people to come to the phones. Let's take another tote right now and see where it stands.
$796,000 up to
$836,080. Very good indeed, with just about 2 minutes left. We obviously need your help. Last year we were just over $1 million, and well, we're well short of that at this point. But if you can go to the phones, what we can do is we have runners circulating out amongst the operators. I think we can show you that. You see people moving about out there. What they're doing is your pledges come in, immediately those pledges go into the circulation process, into the hopper, so that those pledges can be counted and we can add them to the total on the tote board. So literally, the amount that you pledge can be added to the total within seconds of your phone call. So if you can get up and go to the phones right now in just the next couple of minutes, we'll all be a lot better off. You'll feel better, and we'll certainly feel better.
We can get an up-to-date total then. Your 18th telethon, is that right?
That's right.
Unbelievable.
Been a joy, but kind of sad if we don't make that million, so please help us. There's still time, and we'll stay if you will.
thought I was doing good with 12, so you make me look like a biker. But I tell you, thanks to all the volunteers and
Oh,
wonderful
yeah.
people, the people who came into the block party. We're getting closer and closer to that number. I think we can still either crack it or just nudge it a little bit.
Well, we have time for one more tote here, not right now, but we'll take one more tote before we sign off. Then at 6 o'clock we'll have News 11. But during News 11 we'll come back and we'll have time for one more tote because obviously we'll keep operators here and they'll stay here for an hour or half hour to an hour rather after we go off the air at 6 o'clock. But they'll be here to take your calls. And you can go ahead and call in then, although we'd appreciate your call right now is what we'd appreciate. The director just tells us we have one more tote, so let's take a look at that if we can eliminate the old numbers. $836,080 to...
What do we have?
Oh, so close.
$841,197.
We're getting there.
We're getting
Every
there.
penny counts.
That's right.
We can't do it without you folks at home. 30 seconds left.
I'd be remiss if I didn't speak for all of us in this room and across the MDA Association to say that you young people have done just a fantastic job. It's been fun watching.
Well, Tom just enjoyed that comment. So.
The young part. Thank you very much.
Well, Stuart, thank you
Yes,
for coming
thank
down.
you. And we want to thank all of our people who contributed today.
All the
Without you,
volunteers,
we can't
do
do
appreciate it.
What a terrific group of people you
Yes.
Yeah, and it's nice having you on board as well.
Well, it's nice to be here, and you guys have just done a beautiful job. Thank
All
you
right.
for inviting me this
You
year.
bet. It's time for us to say goodbye for 1989. We'll see you next year. For everybody that made a contribution, a big salute.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.